Okay, we're gonna do this. Let's do this. Let's do this now. I can't believe we're actually gonna do this. We're gonna do an all nighter. And yes, we're gonna stay on. If we stay until midnight, that counts as an all nighter for me. As a roll. If it's midnight, if it's midnight, counts as an all nighter. So you see what's on local TV first before we go to YouTube, like we usually do. I know you guys can see me because I can see myself right now on the computer screen. If you guys see something, put it in the chat and I'll read it. 16 has nothing. I think it's because the PC's on. Wheel of Torture! The Simpsons are no longer on Fox, which sucks. The Simpsons are no longer on Fox. It's that Last Man Standing. I hate that show. No offense to Tim Allen, just that. Put on The Simpsons back on. And there's nothing on Roar right now, but yeah, we're going to be doing an all-nighter. It's 7:11 right now, p.m. Eastern Time, and we're doing an all-nighter. Put some in the chat if you have something to say. Put in the chat. Whose line is it anyway? Can't watch it because it's Pixel. You have something to say? Put in the chat. I'll read it. Yes, we're doing an all-nighter. See what's on you. What's on channel you? I don't speak gibberish. It's all gargled. On the U channel, it's gargled. It's all pixelated and gargled garbage. Univism. I don't know what that means. Put it in English. It makes more sense if you put it in English. Bad Bunny. What's Bad Bunny? Bad Bunny's on this weird channel, and boy, he's gonna have 1,000 people mad at him when he goes to the Super Bowl this year. Thousands of people are gonna be pissed off at him. Because when the Super Bowl happens, people are gonna be pissed at him. He's gonna have 1,000 people trying to kick his ass. I know that because I'm gonna be one of the people trying to kick his ass. He shouldn't be doing the Super Bowl because you're supposed to do it. Because Super Bowl's American, you do it in English. You don't do it in Spanish. He says he do the whole thing in Spanish. He's gonna have a lot of people at him. No offense to him, but he should know better. You should know better before you do something stupid and hurt yourself. Nashville, Texas. Let's see here. We got this. Top Gear. Leaders of Racing. Aviator, Shutter Island. Scream. Total Recall at 5 a.m. today. Rambo. Shaft. Total Recall at 6:30 at 6 p.m. I know I own it, but why not watch it? I don't know why I don't watch it for. So I gotta go to the city. I go into town tomorrow to do a couple things. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going into town to do a couple things. I have to go to the bank and take care of something at the bank. I have to go to the bank for something. How it's made. Marvels, Alaska, 60s Tech. Match Game 79, Wild Tuna, Diesel Brothers, RIX, Dream Cars, Fat Fuck do. So I got a lot of things to choose. Maybe.
give us a good chance to work, and we should use something really fast.
You know, the sailfish was about 70 miles an hour. It was the fastest fish, and a go-kart could totally handle that speed.
All right, I'm all in, except for one exception. If we're going straight to the extreme scenario, why don't we load our other bases too? Let's find the best real line combination that'll generate the most amount of heat, and we'll use that for our go-kart test. Agreed. So, looks like we're starting out with some bench tests in the shop.
Awesome.
So with real fish proving too unreliable, the Mythbusters are going to build their own. But first, they're focusing on the friction factors.
We're going to start out by testing the line. Now, for this experiment, the reel, the washers, and the lube will all remain the same. The only thing that's going to change is the line. The lines we're going to be testing are monofilament, Dacron, steel cable, and braided solid spectrum.
Whichever line generates the highest heat is the one they'll use for their full-scale test.
So this machine is simulating the fish at the end of the line. Bringing up the speed using the foot pedal, and got it onto the reel. Tori will apply drag, and Carrie will see how much temperature we actually get.
All right, let's begin with the 8-pound monofilament test.
Okay. Wait, hold on. I'm missing one thing. Just in case this is true. You gotta be prepared. All right, let's do it.
Bring fire extinguisher.
They said the guys pulled a 400 yards of line at 20 miles an hour
All right, we're at maximum speed.
before Tori engages the drag, a kind of braking system,
All right, one full drag.
which will take the friction up to the max.
Stop. Okay, we're at the end of our line. All right, what do you got, Byron?
Oh, look at that, thing's glowing.
Looks like we are maxing out at 105 degrees.
So the good news is that the friction did heat up the reel, but the bad news is it's nowhere near enough for a flame. Can Dacron do any better?
Crank her up.
To maximum drag. Here we go. Okay, we're at
Wow, you
maximum
can see
speed.
the heat as it spools. Look at that.
Well, in a word, no. Because neither it
We peaked at 112.
nor the next fine line, the steel,
All right, throw it in drag.
are close to setting the world on fire,
118 degrees.
which doesn't bode well. The final fishing line is 500 yards of spectrum.
We're at full speed. We are at full drag.
Having a very narrow diameter means more line can fit on the reel, which should mean more heat.
I don't see any smoke. Definitely on fire. Stop. The end of the line. What do you got?
158 degrees.
I think we have a winner.
That's pretty hot.
Peaking at an impressive 158, it's this last line that will be their weapon of choice. But the line's not the only thing in this lineup.
The type of reel that we've been using so far is a modern lever drag. What we're moving on to is an older type of reel called the star drag. The reason we think this might burst into flames is this. The drag, all of the plates and washers are encapsulated in this tiny metal cylinder. So there's no heat sink to draw the heat away. It's going to build up inside of here and we just see flames.
That's the theory.
Wind her up.
A theory that their first new reel,
Okay, we're at maximum speed.
a Star Drag 4 rapidly proves in practice.
71, 72, 74,
Star drag.
175. Oh, you guys, they're only 182.
It's a good start to this real ordeal. But can the 4-Odds big brother beat that benchmark?
Drag is on the tight. Get the net ready. We got a big one.
At just 20 miles an hour, the Star Drag rapidly reaches 180 degrees before this happens.
It's smoking. Oh my God.
We got smoke.
Wow. 187.
Oh my God. Hey, get the fire extinguisher ready.
230.
All right, put more.
Oh.
Let's drag.
We got this up to 245 degrees.
So we've completed our real comparison, and this is the winner. The limiting factor, though, in our test was the amount of speed that we could get pulling the line off and the amount of line we had. Now what we've got to do is find some way to get 4 line off the spool a lot faster.
And to do that, take one marlin, mount it on a go-kart, and head out to Alameda
All right, first mate, ready for the fishing trip?
Best trip ever.
for extreme fishing Mythbusters stuff.
Coming up on Mythbusters, we answer the question: if you ended up with one of these, could you replace it with one of these?
A storage drain? I can't believe I'm actually doing this, but yeah, you see how long this video lasts for. Like I said, guys, we're just doing this for fun. You got anything to say, say it. I'll read your guys' comments or anything. Like you say, this will be an all-nighter. We'll try to do an all-nighter. As long as we stay until midnight, it's an all-nighter for me.
The stick will now drive each of your cars around the track, which to make it more real, you will put it on testing play. In the course of one lap, points will be awarded for speed and how long to the computer. You can certainly count.
Yes!
I hear you, baby. I hear you. Good baby. Good baby.
The 72-minute lap had taken its toll on both the Chevy's brakes and Dr. Hammond. Next, it was the turn of Dr. Slow's the Shush.
3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1. Go! Should I start watching now? Well, this part of the. Well, it's taking time. Is this seat fastened down? What he's done is take us a length of one of those stairs. Immediately give us a problem.
Yeah, it's not a presentation.
Is he focusing on getting the drip? Or is he focusing on
Trusting.
how's that cross the line?
600,000 people a year are killed in bad habits.
Really?
Each time they are jolted or bashed, the timer will jump forwards 10 seconds.
How long's on the time?
It's 10 seconds. The race starts in 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Now!
Right.
You're in good shape, my man.
I can look after you.
Richard and I were on our way.
I'll take
my man is suffering reassuring tunes coming up.
Deja vu, I just been in this place before. I am the street and the noise went to me to go. Such is a mystery. So I went right to me. Deja vu, I just been in this place before. I am the beat and I know it's a place to go. Such is a mystery. So I went right to me.
No, he's broken Josh. Fucking Lord. He's gone badly wrong. Hammond is stuck in Josh. Ready, move, opening. Exit delivery system engaged. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go.
And now, coup de grace. Patient to hospital.
Hammond is blithering idiots.
We're about to see if these two antiperspirants can stand up to the heat.
I'm kind of glad I don't have one of those things.
I'm thinking for a little color up front, we're gonna add some headlight fluid of different flavors, varieties. I'm not really sure if it's flavors. I can always test. Okay. Yep, those are different flavors. Okay, I mean they both kind of taste like vomit, but different vomit. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Job Simulator.
I'll make
For
some
today's
money.
episode, we're gonna finish off the final few tasks for the Have you ever wondered how a single car model could bring down an entire company? What if I told you that some of the most ambitious automotive projects in history didn't just fail, they completely destroyed the companies that made them? Today we're counting down 10 cars that didn't just flop in the marketplace. They literally bankrupted or nearly destroyed their manufacturers. From multi-million-dollar disasters to engineering marvels that
The
nobody
Yugo.
can buy, these vehicles prove that in the car business, one wrong move can cost you everything. So buckle up and hit that subscribe button because
It's the cars we got
this
here.
ride through automotive history's biggest financial disasters is going to be one.
Checker Torpedo.
Number 10, Chevrolet SSR. The Chevrolet
That SSR was a mixture of awesome and not awesome. I'm not watching GTL because I don't know what GTL is.
All right, let's get to your weather. It's hard to believe, but we are just 10 days away until Christmas. So what everyone wants to know,
9 days for me.
will we have a white Christmas? Sarah Flynn joining us now. She's tracking everything for us. Sarah?
Yeah, a little bit too soon to nail down specifics on if we'll see snow on Christmas, but definitely seeing a shift
in our trend out there. A lot of questions coming in this week. Will the snow melt by the time we get to Christmas? Is more on the way. Here's what we know. Climatologically, we typically see anywhere from about 40 to 75% chance of a white Christmas across West Michigan. Higher chances north of I-96, slightly lower chances south of I-96. Last year, we did have a white Christmas. When we deem a white Christmas, snow falling, we're still seeing that snowpack on the ground. And when we take a look back at the last about 24 years here, more than half, 15 of the 24, have technically been white Christmases. 2023, certainly a green Christmas. You may remember that one. It was actually quite warm. 2021 and 2019 in recent years. So when we talk about a temperature pattern change, what's happening here is we're going to see that jet stream really lift, and that's going to put us in a quieter pattern. It's also going to put us in a bit of a warmer pattern. So starting tomorrow, we'll be at near freezing for a high, up to 42 on Thursday. And once we cross into those 40s, oftentimes that's when we start to see some of that snowpack melt off.
Yay.
And next week, a glimpse towards Christmas, we start to see those temperatures hovering near freezing. So again, a little bit too soon to narrow down specifics, but at this time, I would say we're lingering somewhere between a chance and likely not a white Christmas. We do.
Okay.
Kodiak's whole grain flapjacks, you eat red,
Video.
flavor stack.
Video and decided to remake it. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump right in. Now, the first practical radio transmitters of the types developed in the 1880s and 1890s by the likes of Hertz, Marconi, Lodge, and others were called spark gap transmitters. And while the design and evolution of these transmitters is a bit beyond the scope of this video, in basic terms, the early transmitters used
Here's a car down the road.
broad spectrum and very low
Why are you turning?
Only one
It's a curve. You don't need to do that.
in a certain area at any one time, and the signals couldn't travel very far. So later inventors added a capacitor to the circuit, turning it into a tuned resonant circuit that could be tuned to a much narrower band of
Okay.
frequencies, allowing for multiple transmitters to operate in the same area and the signal.
Yeah, so we're checking out the only game where you can save Leonardo DiCaprio. It's Floating Sandbox. You can save it, but we're not going to. The actual entire purpose of the game is to completely obliterate amazing ships in a sandboxy physics setting. But Gray, why is that cool? Let me show you, damn it. I go to the tools area and got all the different items here. There's even more than this. I'm just going to show you something. Let's say for a moment that Royal Caribbean pissed you off. I don't know. Maybe they screwed up your ticket prices or something. You can go ahead and with the power of, Jurassic Park or whatever you hold dear, lift up the item in question and then send it crashing down to the ground. Now, the entire game simulates all of the particles of the ship, so you get to see how everything interacts with each other as physics has its way with Royal Caribbean and causes the white and blue behemoth to take a dirt nap forevermore. You can also manipulate basically everything in the game. I mean, you can manipulate everything, like even stuff that really doesn't have any value in the game. What's that? You want more clouds? I'm sure. There you go. Boom. That's a friggin' boatload of cloud. The friggin' power goes crazy here, and then the boat fills up with water. You ever wonder what would happen if you were inside of a sinking Royal Caribbean ship, and then it suddenly hit the bottom of the ocean floor? It's actually hitting the bottom of the ocean floor pretty fast. That sucks. Now, something right about like that. At this point, I think it's safe to say that there's no level of survival for anyone left. I didn't know this, but apparently you can grab the bubbles. Hey, okay, this is almost cooler than playing with this ship. It's right now that I'm realizing just like how obnoxious this amount of clouds is. Tools. Slice. Top 10 anime fights, 2019. Bam. Boom. has never felt anything quite so satisfying as being able to cut different parts of a boat and see how it reacts. Actually, hold on, I gotta try something. Everyone and their brother would do this, you know you would. So what we're gonna do here,
Oh.
this is for the YouTube monetization.
Oh, you're number one.
Anyone guess what this is the outline of?
Yes, you're number one.
It's a turkey. That's actually what it is. Yeah. It could also be like a really, really turgid hot dog on a bun. Like the hot dog itself is very erect. All right, so all you have to do, it's just like when you get bit by a zombie and you just cut off the part of the arm that got bit. I'm sure if we cut this part of the boat off, it won't get dragged down. Right there. There we go. See? Springing right back to life. Remote control bomb. You don't say. Oh, that's a big ass bomb. Okay. That's a pretty decent amount of damage. One thing I will mention, well, hold on, let's completely overload this because I know everyone would want this to happen. You can blow them all up in sequence, and what you're left with is the sad, broken outline of basically all the dreams of the internet. What's funny is there's going to be someone who, it's not about how many people we've killed, it's about how much we've littered into the ocean. Don't worry, guys, everyone knows that Royal Caribbean ships are all biodegradable. How is this light still working? Stop that. There we go. What the hell is ultraviolet mode? Enables or disables the amplification of tool forces? Yes, please. Bomb blast radius. A lot. One bomb should probably do the trick here. Yeah, one bomb was plenty. See, everyone in this area got lucky because they were vaporized immediately. Everyone else has to do the slow drown thing. I know. There's probably lifeboats, but let's be real here. Who has been on a cruise before? You remember the little training that they give you on how to use the lifeboats? I don't either, because by the time the training comes around, you're usually drunk. Okay, antimatter bomb. What does it do? I've got to know. Is this something that, like, does it do something over time? Or does it take a minute? I mean, it sounds impressive. Kind of sounds like the beginning of a Gregorian chant. Oh, it's end to blow it up, which makes sense. It's for Leo, no. What? All right. Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's try it without ultraviolet mode. Oh my god, ultraviolet mode is hella violent. Blast radius. Let's bring this down to a more modest 3. HMS Thunderchild. You about to get your HMS ass kicked. Oh, it's so adorable. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, this is much less violent. You can see right now, the boat is very powerfully trying to resist the forces of evil. Unfortunately, though, as we learned in Spaceballs, evil will always.
I never seen Spaceballs.
Thunderchild, you're about to get your HMS ass kicked. Oh, it's so adorable. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, this is much less violent. You can see right now, the boat is very powerfully trying to resist the forces of evil. Unfortunately, though, as we learned in Spaceballs, evil will always triumph because good is dumb. This little outline of the ship going flying. Those aren't pieces of the ship, by the way. Those are human limbs. What happens when you swirl? Oh.
Ooh, Poseidon!
Okay. Whoops. Oh, wow. How fast can this thing go? All right, we're starting to get a little bit of breakage in the middle here, but the ship is still one piece. I don't know if this is realistic. I'm not sure if the ship would last this long for sure. Okay, the ship is leaving my line of sight. Okay, there we go. Now we can move the scene while the ship slowly gets a little ventilation thing going on over here. I'm just aerating the ship. I've got to clean it out real quick. A lot of dampness inside. It's like Dampex or Ridex or whatever. Just works a lot faster. Something just jettisoned off the boat. I don't know what the hell that was. Come on, baby, give it to me. What the hell? That's the ship's spinal column, effectively, right there. That's all that's left. I didn't think I hit it on the ground that hard. This was worse than the antimatter bomb. All right, baby, you can do it. How far can you zoom? Jesus. Okay. I think I may have gone slightly too far. I didn't know that it would get quite so high. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go. It needs some help. crap. I think I just broke the game. I think the ship is gone. There's not even parts left. It's just gone. Okay, so one of the things that we can do is like put pins in, which keeps the boat where it is. So what I want to do is put a bunch of pins in and then see if we can rip the boat in half with just sheer force. Here we go. I can picture like Magneto right now, giving it everything he's got as he tries to pull the cruise ship in half. Come on, baby, break it in half. You know you want to. There it is. Nice. That's pretty slick, man. The pins keep everything right where it is, just because. Huh, yeah, it all just levitates.
The new iPhone.
Not all oral care is created equally. The Colding Active Prevention System is engineered to be 15.
A lightweight composite chassis. It's basically a Lambo, isn't it? So as usual, the plan will be to get this piece fired up, drive it 50 miles home, which is going to take 3 hours probably. So if you see my channel before, you'd be familiar with the concept of a Sans Permis, which is a car that you can drive with no license. That's what this is. Check out some of my other videos and you'll see a couple of cars that have a small diesel engine from the 90s, early 2000s, but this is going way back. This thing is an 81. Before they came up with the diesel engine idea, they had motorbike engines. That is what we have here. 50. We've seen a couple of wheel bolts, let's have a look at that. He did tell me the front tyres were shot, so I have got some tyres with me. Good old wheel arch trims here. It's quite tidy, it's quite straight. There's no body damage. Everything is plastic, fiberglass. I'm going to say there isn't much crash protection built into the doors, but we do have opening windows. The seats are, I think they're, do you remember the seats you had at school, the plastic ones with the hole in the middle? I think it's those with the sort of cover on. It's a little bit sunny on the inside. Not the most watertight thing. The brake pedal is a bit on the bent side. Okay, we need to look at that. I think the floor pan is, I think it has some aluminium structure in here, and then it's coated in fiberglass at there. So it really is sort of an innovative, high-tech design for its period. All composite chassis. I don't think there's any steel body panels on here at all. And that obviously is part of the reason it's survived so well. I believe it was in a garage down in the south until the last time he bought it, but he's dragged it up here, he hasn't done much with it. He's got a fair few other projects on the go. That's the exhaust, it really is a pea shooter, I can't even get my little finger into it, but seems sound anyway. Got your little coilovers over there, drive shaft, it is rear wheel drive and rear engine, which is pretty neat. That's the fuel tank there. Okay. Alright. I don't think I'm using that fuel tank. It's a damn fine automobile if you want my honest opinion. It's the hell out of a sports wagon. Alright, what should we do first? It rolls. What's the brake pedal feel like? Apart from being horrifically bent, I think the brakes are hydraulic, so it's kind of amazing that we've got a brake pedal. I think the master cylinder is tucked behind the bulkhead here. Oh, you can need to change the headlight bulbs. Yeah, what have we got? 8,000 kilometers. Didn't keep it steering wheel. Rear light lenses here, they need to glue back on. Yeah, actually, a nice upright driving position. I think we're going to cruise along quite nicely. Okay, right, let's get this engine fired up. So I'm told this engine is an MBK, I think that's a French brand. 50cc, single cylinder, 2-stroke. That's where your cooling takes place. And your air is trapped out there, either, I guess, into the cabin or dumped outside, into the cabin if you want heating, and then you. subdirect from its proper tank. Alright. We have fuel. Seems like pure oil. Pretty much. Alright, here's the setup then. That's the main line coming from the fuel tank into this filter, into our priming bulb, around here, into the pump. There is a filter built into this pump, I believe, so you might have to have a look at that. And then it comes out of the pump, down this pipe, into the carb. This is a return line, so we leave that off for now until we see that we get fuel coming out of there. That line is the return back to the tank. This line down here, I believe that is the pulses from the crankcase that operates this pump. Yes! I can choke it with my finger. What's a bit choked?
Sore nose? Use puffs. They have 50% more lotion to soothe sensitive noses.
You think you're safe?
Soothe your nose and soften the blows with Puffs Plus Lotion, America's #1 lotion tissue.
Nothing sick.
On it. Okay.
You got a cough.
Got it.
And a sore throat.
Got it.
Plus, a
Fever? Got it.
And it's gonna be great.
Got that too.
Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing sore throat fever just for kids' medicine.
Maybe he's afraid of commitment. Alright, you're not even listening to me. Bridgewater, you're in.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Say hello to Sara Lee Half Loaves. Half Loaf refit.
Go again.
Guys, definitely all of it. Leaving a pleasing trail of blue two-stroke smoke behind us, so that's good. Oh, that's great. I love it. What a machine, honestly. Come on there, Jess, you don't worry. Don't worry, we'll be fine. La 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 la.
He's doing Postman Pat.
This is the most fun I've had on four wheels for ages. This is brilliant.
Postman Pat. Postman Pat is back.
I took a bit of sandpaper, just cleaned up the pulleys.
Postman Pat. It sounds like Postman Pat.
I'll know if we've got any sticky brake issues because we won't get our maximum speed. This is going to be a long afternoon. Okay, we've got to turn around. I reckon turning circle on this is such literally just spin it round. With loads of room to spare, that is brilliant. Right, I think I found us a new route. Don't need to save any water from the car, do I? Right, that's terrible. Go.
Well,
Just make some weird noises. Go again. Oh, there's not a man in the way. Stop on the curb. Oh, that's weird. Quickly, centrifugal flux is a bit sticky because it's sort of. Seems like it's going to work, and then it disengages again. It's fine, it'll free up. It'll come around, So this is an hour 12 minutes drive in the car. So we're in for a good 3 hours. I didn't check if it's charges. be very nice to get out of the car. It'll be what it'll be. Foot to the floor, 30 kilometers an hour. 19 miles an hour. I'm not sure I'm even going to have time to make my deliveries because I have to miss out on videos. What a car! This isn't hard at all, honestly. It's not easy, yes. It's fun. Smiles me down, I'm like, oh no. Suddenly lost power. Not here, not here.
These are what your videos are about because I don't know who you are.
What was that?
You say a piece of. So that's the other pieces of shit you buy. R4. A Ford. I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. A Jeep. A Datsun. A van. A Ford. How to make things go boom.
I talk to a man who's sus. James draws a wall on a wall.
I'll go back to bed later, maybe.
This is the poor chap's haircut. And these are the machines we've been using. That is a digger. And that down there is a digger with a sort of penny pin on the end. Jeremy was keen to get cracking. But I thought it best we first examine the house. This building is basically a
This is the Benz Victoria, built by German automobile pioneer Karl Benz over 100 years ago. Today, Karl-Heinz Beckhoff, dressed for the occasion, is taking the vintage ride for a spin. It even has a regular license plate. This old-timer is street legal. This is the vehicle that pats down its genes to all other cars. The unique thing about this car is that it's the oldest one still allowed on German roads. Needless to say, the vintage Benz Victoria has its quirks. This isn't a steering wheel, but more a steering arm. I'll move it. And there's a curious kind of indicator that shows you in which direction the car will go. And then I have a small lever that I control with my left hand to accelerate. This car has 2 gears. And when I want to brake, I need to get out of gear quickly so that I'm in neutral. Then I can use either my foot brake or my hand brake to my left. I have 2 horns, one that I squeeze, and a so-called klaxon that I control with my foot. Karl-Heinz Beckhoff bought the vintage car in 2009. Until then, it had been in the possession of the well-to-do Gutemann family for 4 generations. In fact, one former owner even managed to get the first ever speeding ticket in this car for going through town at an eye-watering 29 kilometers an hour. Well, going top speed does feel like the car is really at its limit. The steering arm and everything doesn't feel very stable.
Alles nicht so stabil. Man leidet mit.
Whenever the car struggles, you struggle with it. And when it rains, you both get wet. You obviously want to avoid that.
Man leidet mit, wenn es sich schwer tut.
It's rare that Karl-Heinz Pekal takes this vintage car out on the road. Usually, it can be admired at a transport museum near Göttingen. Michael Marx, the museum's mechanic, knows exactly how to fix Victoria if something's not working as it should.
Here you can see the piston. It's a big one. It's got a 3-liter engine. You can see it running.
Unlike cars today, simply turning the ignition isn't enough to start it up. First, you need to pull a few levers and adjust the engine settings to the weather conditions so it runs smoothly.
As you can imagine, depending on the weather, temperature, humidity, and air pressure, you need to fiddle around pretty long until the engine runs properly.
In April 2019, they took Benz Victoria for a technical inspection to see if it was safe to drive on German roads. After an in-depth inspection, the car was given the go-ahead. But only under a few conditions, as car mechanic Burkhard Niemitz explains.
The car doesn't have any electrical wiring, so hazard warning lights were not retrofitted, which usually is required. And the car doesn't have blinkers. That means the car may only be driven in daytime in good weather conditions. And the driver must carry a signaling disc.
Und dann eine Blinkerkelle mitzuführen und den Blinker zu ersetzen.
Rakoff's wife is usually in charge of the signaling disc whenever the two go out for a ride. Though the car isn't really built for long-distance travel anyway, its tiny tank quickly runs out of gas. Besides, it doesn't run on ordinary fuel, but rather on petroleum ether, which these days you can only get in pharmacies. But even with a full tank, you won't get anywhere fast.
Petroleum ether. So it runs an ether.
I guess this is a.
Okay, so it runs an ether. I don't think you start ether, couldn't you? I think you can buy ether, I'm not really sure.
Check out the only game that will hydrate you so hard that it will strip the siding off of your house. It's Power Wash Simulator 2. Power Wash Simulator 2 is a game about kittens.
So it's been
Who is Mystery Pop?
lock up.
Who is Mystery?
Ever wonder how the Sanford and Son truck looked so perfectly beat up? That wasn't accidental, it was production genius. The production team gave the old Ford some distinctive touches. Most notably, they painted the business name Sanford and Son Salvage in white letters on each door. This made the truck immediately identifiable on screen as the Sanford's company vehicle. Otherwise, the pickup's appearance was left intentionally rough. The original faded red paint and surface rust were preserved to make it look like a well-worn junkyard work truck. No flashy customizations were added. The goal was authenticity, not glamour. The bed was often filled with assorted scrap as set dressing.
Yeah. Who is Big Al? In Cars 1, there's a scene where Sally rallies the residents of Radiator Springs to get McQueen to fix the road he damaged as punishment for his actions. Then Lizzie says,
The only guy strong enough to fix that road is Big Al.
but who is Big Al? Well, we are never actually shown who Big Al is in the movies or the Cars series. Big Al's only appearance was in the Radiator Springs comics and the Radiator Springs flashbacks, but even then, Big Al's character seemed less defined. So, Big Al used to be a resident of Radiator.
Which one's the best Tesla lights?
Robert Patrick was so fast in Terminator 2, they had to tell him to slow down.
Robert was fast.
The obvious approach to the big.
This might be the closest thing.
Did you notice this in The Amazing Digital Circus? During the 7th episode, we see Ken receive a joke from the Chinese.
This is your recording. I'm a voice.
123:42.
I'm a voice actor. Say ha 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 ha. Say
120.
Hey, what's wrong? Jax was not mind control.
Titanic left of us. We're going in. Can Jax make anything, can it?
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true.
But out got it.
Old diapers are simply fascinating.
Did you know for Back to the Future Part 2, according to Michael J. Fox, he found out there was going to be a sequel to Back to the Future when he watched the VHS version, and the words "to be continued" were added at the end. He immediately called his agent to make sure he was going to be in the sequel. Number 2, director Robert Zemeckis stated that the high school dance scene from 1955 had to have the same costumes because it would be shot from a different angle. The production was nearly delayed because Lorraine's dress couldn't be found, even though they had 3 versions of it made in 1985. Leah Thompson then revealed to Zemeckis that she still had one of the original dresses and had to drive back home to get it. Number 3, Robert Zemeckis was very unhappy about the way that Universal marketed the film. He wanted it to be made quite clear that this film was ultimately a setup to Part 3, but Universal wanted to advertise it as an independent movie. Zemeckis' idea.
Did you know that episode 7 of the Digital Circus spoils its own twist at the very beginning?
This particular stunt, Danielle.
Here are 4 of the. Here's what the actors from the Addams Family look like now.
If he's still living. Oh, she died? No, she died last year. No, she died 2 years ago. Wow, he died too. He died too. Okay, I was dead. Well,
Here's what the actors from the Addams Family look like now.
he's still living. 95. So he's the one still living. There's Addams Family. Oh, that's neat. You can change the name of it. That's very neat.
Anybody else for a No, thanks. Well, speaking for the British contingent, Sergeant Barnstable and I have had a smashing Christmas.
Thanks. It's been a real hoop breaking bread with you two.
Come back when it's warmer, maybe we can break the butter.
Last call for my mouth-watering turkey.
That's the game its life, so that others might be ill.
Merry Christmas to you too, sir.
And if the dinner was so bad, then I'm in no condition to judge. This is my big powdered eggnog.
Better lay off your stomach with your powder burns. Much obliged for the gasoline, or petrol, as you boys like to put it. Should keep our generators generating till tomorrow's shipment.
So just consider it our Christmas present. Well, we best be off. Yes, we don't want to be late, do we? After all, it's Boxing Day tomorrow, isn't it? Boxing Day was Friday.
Absolutely no one did. Klinger, in England, a country of which you may or may not have heard, the day after Christmas called Boxing Day. It's the custom for the masters and servants of the manor to trade places.
And in the case of the military, the officers trade jobs with the other ranks. And you're enlisted men for a day.
Hey, that's my kind of tradition. The only British tradition that's had it as part of the mutton. No offense.
Does wonders for the
I'm ready to do that tomorrow.
Especially this time of year.
I gotta do stuff tomorrow.
From the long faces I see around here, you could do worse than to consider Boxing Day yourselves. Well, cheerio.
Sergeant?
As I said, fantastic. You know, Major Cass, those are the kind of ideas that keep the sun from setting on your umpire. How great. Well, thanks very much. Ta-ta. Ta. How about it, Colonel?
a little gun shy of any tradition that hasn't been done before.
I'm not overstepping my underling, miss. What you're gun shy of is giving up your cushy job.
Tushy, my you know what? I got the toughest job in this whole camp. Chuck full of heavy responsibilities, big decisions.
Sure, like whether to nap in your tent in the office, or whether to create or listen to text reader records,
Or whether or not to bust an insubordinate clerk.
nothing personal.
Would you boys step over here for a minute?
Come on. The weather is better over here anyway.
Sit down.
Klinger, there are those who are meant to be led, there are those who are meant to lead, which just goes to prove that this Boxing Day idea is absurd.
Is that so?
Of course, once the lower classes have even a sniff of the good life, it's so hard to reconcile with their proper place again.
You know something, Winchester? Any idea you hate that bad must be worth serious consideration. What do you boys think?
Trading places can be fun. Trading places? And a Christian gesture at that. Not unlike Christ washing the feet of the apostles.
I'll trade places with anybody who isn't sober.
You're washing anybody's feet.
One salient point I think you've overlooked is the medical unit. Having a man from the motor pool operating the patient could be rather impractical.
Winchester, just how short of smarts do you think I am? We've got a Christmas truce on, and only a couple of patients in post-op. Now, if you'll excuse me, Doctor, I'd like to get a couple of other opinions on this matter. Folks, if you can hear me over the sound of your chattering teeth, I'd like to ask you a question. It seems that the British have a tradition whereon the officers trade places with the enlisted personnel. How would you feel if we did the very same thing at the 4077?
All opposed?
Well, folks, I think you've made your feelings pretty clear to me. And so, as my Christmas present to you, we'll do it. As my last official act as temporarily deposed monarch, I hereby appoint Maxwell Q. Klinger as official reigning CO of the 4077, which makes me your new company clerk.
I can't do it, guys. It's 8 o'clock. I'm going to bed.
These people, this is going to be great.
I think it's a ridiculous idea.
We're about to hear from the commanding juror.
Listen up. First of all, I want to thank our great and benevolent formerly